Hi guys, so like always, I'm going to start off by priming my eyes. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer in the shade Cream. And I'm just going to spread that all over my lid. That way it creates a clean canvas for my eyeshadow look. And it also helps with the longevity of my eye makeup. So for today's look, we're going to do a brown smoky eye. I already did this one off camera just to kind of like feel out what I'm trying to go for. The vibe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go in with the Melt Gemini palette. Like I always say, use whatever you have, whatever color looks similar to the one that I'm gonna show you. It's all about like the technique. I'm gonna go in with the shade Lay, this one right here, which is kind of like the color of my background. Going with the fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe M505. This is gonna be your transition shade. So what a transition shade does is it basically sets the tone for your look. So I know that I'm doing a brown smoky eye, but you don't want it to be just like a boom shade of brown. Just blend it out. I like there to be a gradient. I start off here. You'll see that I always start off by placing my shadows here, and then I kind of just like blend inward and then outward. With this shade or this eye look, I'm going to try to keep my shape kind of like rounded out. We'll see, because I always end up like extending my eyeshadow. We'll see. Just start blending back and forth, kind of like windshield wiper motions. And this color, I like to build it up a little bit more, because once I start adding all the other shades, it kind of starts to like dull down. Of course, we're going to go back in and blend some more, but more intense the better, I feel like. And the placement of this shadow, you just want to place it a little bit higher than you normally would. I know that if you don't regularly wear eyeshadow, this might feel kind of like weird. It might feel like out of place, like you're doing too much, but honestly, that's the way you get your shadows to show up. When I open my eyes, they kind of fold a little bit, like I have slightly hooded eyes. So if I were to place my shadow like right here in my crease, when I open my eyes, you wouldn't be able to see it. And what I've recently started doing is just kind of like blending it and then blending it downward so everything just kind of connects. And not initially, this is more so when I have a little bit of product. I just start kind of like, it makes the job of blending out my lower lash line a little bit easier. It makes it connect a little bit more seamless as well. And like I always say, just make sure you're holding your brush very lightly. Hold it toward the end of the brush, because that'll give you a very light hand and that will help with the blending. It'll give you more of like a soft airbrushed blend, as opposed to this if you're holding your brush like this, which a lot of people tend to do. When I first started doing eyeshadow, I would sit there and like blend like this, but this will give you such a harsh line because you're holding onto it so tightly. So the lighter hand you have, the easier it'll be to blend that. It'll give you such a nice light blend. And like always, I keep a clean blending brush with no product on there, just like a fluffy blending brush to just kind of like go over any edges and just kind of like diffuse the edges out. After that, I'm going to go in with Polka Dot, which is the shade under that. So I'm going to take the Morphe M506. What a surprise. I always use this brush. I always use the same brushes in my videos. If you guys want like a brush video, let me know. Brushes are like such an important part of doing your makeup. You can have like trash ass eyeshadows, but if you have the right brushes, you can make anything work. So this one's small enough. I always compare my brushes just to give you guys, just to let you guys know what I use them for and why I keep switching them out. So this is a more fluffy brush, which gives me more of like that, it doesn't give me as much of as a controlled application as this would. So this one's more for like diffusing that color out. This one, since it's smaller, it's gonna help me get right into this crease, and it's gonna help me define that shade, or give me more definition, if that makes sense. So this shade, I'm gonna put it a little bit under that yellow. So that yellow, that's why I said keep it a little higher, because you want that gradient to show through. So that yellow is a little bit up here. Then we're gonna go in with this brown that I'm putting down, and I'm gonna put it just right here. And same thing, I'm gonna go back and forth. And then once I get down here, I'm gonna start kind of like, with no extra product, using whatever is left from blending up here, I'm just gonna start kind of like circling. And a good way to check what's going on, like if your eyeshadow skipped, if your shape is looking a little, I don't know, is holding, so you can look straight up. This will give you kind of like a gauge of what's going on. But you can also, this is what I do, I always, when I'm talking to you guys and when I'm doing my eyeshadow, I always angle it a little lower, not looking down, but just my head is up but my eyes are looking down. And this will show you, if you look down, will show you what's going on up here, the blend, the shape. If your eyeshadow did any skipping, you will know just by looking down here, and then you can just start blending based on what you see there. Alright, I feel like I've done so much talking, but we're almost done with the eyes. So after you go in with that polka dot shade, after you've gotten that to the intensity that you want, it's time to go in with our deepest brown. And I'm gonna go into the Melt Blueprint stack. I really love this stack as well. Look at this blue. I love this. But the brown, so there's a darker brown in the Gemini palette, which you could use if this is all you have, the Cupcake shade. But the Cupcake shade is more of like a, it looks like a cool tone brown. Well, to me, it's more of like a cooler brown, which is cool. But I wanted more of like, a true like chocolatey brown, and not red tone, not cool tone, but this, like this. You see that? This is like a true chocolatey brown. And I believe this stack is on sale at Sephora for $25. I got it on sale, so this is really, really good. If you could get your hands on this, do it right now. So I'm gonna go in, this is the shade called Hammered. And I'm gonna go in again with that same brush, the Morphe M506. I'm gonna take Hammered, and I'm gonna start focusing it on the outer edges. My eye is pretty intense already as it is, so I'm just gonna start adding it out here. So where we put that that polka dot shade, just lower than that. And I'm not really doing too much blending with this shade. I'm kind of just like pressing it down and wiggling it so it meshes with that shade that's already there. You just want to pat that shade in. I live for this look. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the eyes. We can always go back and just kind of fix, fine tune everything after my base. I know you guys are ready to see what I think about this, which is actually long overdue. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I've actually used this foundation already. I've given it a couple of tries off camera just to kind of like, just to let you guys know how I really feel about it. And I've also tried their concealer. So to start off, I'm going to go in with what I regularly use. I'm going to start off with the Drunk Elephant Dehydra Hydrating Face Serum. This is just like an extra boost of hydration. I love prepping my skin before foundation. I feel like prepping your skin really well is what sets the foundation for how your base is gonna lay. So you just, honestly, the key to whatever finish you're going for, whether it be dewy, matte, you just wanna make sure your skin is hydrated. For under eye cream, I'm gonna go in with the Algenist Eye Renewal Balm. Moisturizer, I've been loving the Milk moisturizer. And just kind of like feel where your skin kind of like needs a little bit more love. Like some days I'll wake up with dry patches, and I know that I have to spend a little bit more time kind of just like massaging those areas with my moisturizer, just making sure everything really sinks in. This is why I feel like when I take time to do my makeup, when I have like enough time to do and sit there and kind of just like massage and stuff, my base comes out so nice. So yeah. But I'm gonna go in with my primer. You guys know this. I don't have to explain this. I would like to try some new primers, so if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. But my ride or die, you know, is the Milk Hydrogrip. You guys know I like to add a liquid highlight to give me that glow from within, that luminous look. Today I'm gonna be using the Danessa Myricks Beauty Oil. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. Literally, like a little goes a long way. This is in the shade Sunray. It's my brush, just kind of like mess with it and then go over the top of the high points of my face. It says beauty oil, but it is a dry oil, so it's not like a slippery, slimy type of oil. Slime. So I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty foundation. I'm in the shade 210N, and I am a little bit tanner. I thought I was gonna be a little warmer, but this one matched perfectly. So I don't know what shade I'll be in the winter, but this is what I am right now. With this foundation, you want to make sure to shake it really well. If you can hear, there's like a ball inside. So just make sure to shake it really well. I have worn this out. I've tried it multiple times just to see what's going on. It gives a more accurate opinion from me, and I feel like it helps you as a viewer a little bit more decide whether you want to buy it or not. If you haven't gone out and bought it yet, because I know I'm late. I'm late. You guys have seen this. You don't need me to explain this, but doe foot, very watery. So in terms of consistency and finish, you guys know me. You know me. And you know that this is more of like a lightweight, medium coverage foundation. I have tried it out both ways, in ways where I want it to look a little bit more full coverage and ways where I want it to look minimal. It works either way, honestly, because I've baked with this when I've done my full beats and it looks so nice. But I just go in and just kind of like dot it. I focus a little bit more on this area because I've been breaking out a lot there, and I don't know why that's become like my problem area. I go in with a brush. I've been loving blending and buffing out my foundation with a brush now. I used to be a beauty blender girl. Like, I used to be beauty blender stan. But brushes are where it's at. And with the brush, you'll definitely get more coverage from this foundation. It's very workable, and it leans more toward the natural side. It's definitely dewy. Overall, in terms of longevity, it did hold up throughout the day. I wore a mask and it stayed in place. I like the foundation, and it's something that I keep reaching for. And for the price point, it's a very good in between. It's not too crazy, outrageous, expensive, but it's also not drugstore. I believe this is around $29, which is actually pretty good for something to be in Sephora. It is an oil-based foundation. I don't know how my oily girls are gonna like it. I have dry skin and it works well with my skin, but I don't know. I like the finish, very natural but very buildable as well. So do what you will with that information. Next, I'm gonna move on to the concealer. I got a few shades lighter, so I'm 210 in the foundation. I got 180W in the concealer. The concealer, I love the foundation. I didn't love the concealer. The concealer is just, I'm a very like foundation I can mess with. I can either go the natural route or I can do more full-on foundation. It really doesn't matter to me, honestly. I can work with what I have. Concealer though, I like a more full coverage concealer. Like one dot and my coverage is there. Like, I don't want to keep building up my concealer. With this one, I'll say that this concealer, I would prefer it on my days where I'm not wearing foundation, kind of like to spot correct. So I'll probably exchange this for a shade that's my color. That way I can wear it on my more natural days. To wear it on top of foundation and just to give me more of like that full coverage look, I don't really prefer it. if that makes sense. Like, it does give me coverage, but it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's not the type of coverage that I like when I wear foundation. But it's still a pretty good concealer. Like I said, this would probably be one of those concealers that I tap out with my finger when I'm not wearing foundation. Alright, so I went ahead and cream bronze my face because this is the same thing each time I do it. I went in with the Milk cream bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and use her blush, cream blush. I've been into cream blush or just blushes in general lately. I really like that like rosy pink look. I got the shade Love, which is like this terracotta-y color. So this one, she came out with like matte blushes, cream blushes, matte cream blushes, and then luminous ones. This one is a matte. I think you would just have to read the description to see whether it's a matte or dewy because they all have like the same packaging. It can get confusing. This is the only product that I bought that I haven't used, and I only bought the foundation, concealer, and blush because I'm not big balling yet, but I wanted to try, you know, add some things into my routine. So yeah, this I haven't tried it. I just haven't gotten the chance to try it. But from swatching it on my hand, it gives me like a moussey texture. So the best way to describe it is it feels like the NYX soft matte lip creams. Like that's the texture I'm getting from swatching it. I haven't tried it on my face, so let's hope I don't fuck this base up. I'm just gonna dab like a little on the back of my hand. It's cute, I like it. And then I'm gonna just tap it over. Just go over it with. So I'm gonna finish off the rest of my base off camera. I'm gonna set with translucent powder, bronze with a little bit of powder bronzer, and then we can finish off the eyes because honestly I feel like this video is long enough already. So to finish off the eyes, I'm gonna go into my waterline with the brown. I'm gonna be using the Danessa Myricks colorfix. If you don't know about Danessa Myricks and her colorfix, it's just basically like a multifunctional product. You can use this on your lips, you can use this on your eyes, you can use this in your waterline, on your cheeks, face, anywhere. It's just a really good multi-use product. But I'm using the shade Chocolate, which is like a chocolatey brown, and it dries down completely matte. And I'm just gonna line it. Actually, before I go in with mascara and my lashes, I'm gonna set my face with a little bit of setting spray. The setting spray that I've been loving lately is the Milk Hydrogrip. If you want something that'll make you look luminous and just like a glazed donut, it's definitely this. I like this, but I've been liking this on the high points of my face. I feel like if I do it all over my face, it's gonna be overboard. So usually I'll set my whole face with all nighter, and then I'll hit the high points, like I'll cover the center of my face and I'll hit the high points of my face with the Hydrogrip spray. So and look at that. You see that? It's so nice. Really, really been liking this. We're almost done, I promise. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of mascara. Today I'm using the Glossier Lash Slick. So I went ahead and put my lashes on off camera. I'm wearing my Lanilashes in the style Celeste. What's left is the lips, and I actually just want to match the eye to the lip. Like we're going full bold. Who the fuck is she? We don't know. So I think I'm just gonna go in with that color fix on the lips. The last thing I'm gonna do is add a little bit of shimmer in my inner corner. I'm gonna use the color fix in Twinkle. Alright guys, so this is the finished look for today's tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I helped you out in some type of way. I hope it was easy to follow along. You can always switch out this bold lip for something more wearable. You know how I am with my nudes. Nude always wins with me, but I'm trying to step out the box, and bold with bold, why not? But I love this eye. I feel like it's a step down from like a black smoky eye, but still really nice, sultry, like Bad bitch. So yeah, Rare Beauty. I really love the foundation. I love the foundation. I feel like I'm always reaching for this foundation just because it's very versatile. It's very lightweight, doesn't really feel like much on my skin, but I can always build it up to be a little bit more full coverage, which I like. The concealer, I don't really prefer it if I'm wearing foundation. I just like my concealers to have a little bit more full coverage, and I'm just gonna wear it on days where I don't feel like wearing foundation, or just on my more natural days, which is most days, because it's really nice. It's a really nice natural concealer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I know this video is going to be long. I know. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Um, I'm almost to 3K. That's crazy. So thank you. I appreciate anybody, like literally anyone that takes the time out to watch my videos, to comment, to just support me in general. I go through these up and down moods of just like questioning what I'm doing and like what my purpose is, but yeah, thank you. That's all I have to say. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done talking. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.